brain injury. Can you open your eyes? We're just trying to get you better here.
You're at a place called ABI, which is acquired brain injury.
TK. TK.
I'm still sleeping.
TK is 22 years old.
Darling, sweetie.
6 months ago, he had a car accident that left him with a traumatic brain injury. It's 120 days since the accident. He's just learnt to grip a toothbrush.
Just when you wake up, I know you like to do it after your coffee.
Only now does he understand what's happened.
Open your hand, TK.
My name is TK Brenner Chase, short for Tekaha. I had a car crash in the Kringaki Gorge. I had a head-on. Now, I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, and I hit the front dashboard. I hit the front of it, and then it flung me back in the back seat.
He was actually looked unscathed. He didn't have any scratches or he had a little cut above his eye, and the shattering of the glass was still over him. Just like dust. He was the last to fall out of the nest. Yeah, he was just eager for change in his life at the time of his accident. It was something that he spoke about a lot. Where to for him? Study, he had thought maybe jump in his van and travel New Zealand. He just was excited about the next stage of his life. So use this hand to push it right back up your arm first.
TK is at a specialised rehabilitation centre in Auckland. In New Zealand, someone sustains a brain injury every 15 minutes. After falls, the second major cause of brain injuries is road accidents.
The last inspection.
Terry was driving his truck when it was jackknifed by another vehicle. The impact was so great that he was thrown out of the cab window and onto the road.
I want to go have a two-day party.
A two-day party?
Yes.
Who's that with?
That was 4 weeks ago. His constant thrashing is caused by post-traumatic amnesia, and his wife Andrea is doing her best to reassure him.
He just tries to escape all the time and get off the bed. That's why the bed's down low. Can you get back on your bed? Get back up. Come on, up you get. On the bed. Come on, up you get. Good boy. Up you get.
Oh, sweet.
There you go.
Terry has no idea of time,
Again, another one.
or that he's 56,
Thank you.
that he's a grandfather, a father, or a husband. Before his accident, Terry was known as a gregarious bloke, a clown. He was also obsessed with motorsport. What Terry's body and brain most need is rest.
Cool. Thank you.
But he's only getting 4 minutes of sleep at any one time.
I don't think it's...
This confused state has gone on far longer than the medical team expected.
Hopefully get the agitation thing sorted, because I have noticed the more he sleeps, the less agitated he is. So if they can just sort that, then it would be good.
Oh, I think I'll speak and be off.
You're going to speak and be off?
Yeah, I'll speak and be them, yeah.
We can get 2 clients who come in with very similar scans, yet their presentation's completely different, and the way it affects them in the longer term may be completely different, and I just think that's fascinating. Yep.
Stephanie Kennelly is one of 4 psychologists at ABI Rehabilitation Centre.
We get all these clients coming in with these injuries in different areas, and we have to try and think as a team about, okay, well, what do we think's going to be working okay for that client? What do we think they may struggle with or may have difficulties with now based on their injury?
Our brain is a delicate organ surrounded by fluid. When we hit our head, the fleshy brain crashes into the hard skull, damaging the tissues.
I find that life has lost its shine.
This is Eltje just 1 year ago at the Tour de France. The last thing she remembers before her accident was cycling on a rural highway. It's likely she was the victim of a hit and run.
An ambulance person actually drove past the scene and asked whether I'm okay, and I said no and collapsed.
Medics use the Glasgow Coma Scale to determine how severe a brain injury is. When Eltje was assessed, her score was the lowest possible survivable rate. Doctors never expected that she would ever speak again.
Okay, so just hold on before you do any steps.
However, she's been lucky. Now, she's anxious to progress faster.
I'm a physio by trade, and I know how much it depends on how much you do yourself. After an injury, the first few months are quite crucial for your brain redeveloping new pathways. So I try to do as much as I can right now.
Much better.
Someone's brain will continue to forge those new connections and pathways, and they'll continue to change and recover. That early stage, that first 6 months particularly, is where we tend to see the most change, and then gradually over time it sort of plateaus out a bit.
So everything I do, from getting up to making my breakfast and things, is rehab. And that's all preparing me to hopefully will lead an independent life later on. Because my right hand is not good, I try to eat with my right hand instead of my left. I've been a very independent living woman before, and I'm so dependent now. With every little thing, even going to the toilet, I gotta ask somebody. I want to move back to Tekaha because I've got my own house there. So I want to have my independence back.
Vanessa is TK's mum. When her son had his accident, she drove her house truck from the Coromandel 2 hours outside Auckland. She's been parked up and living across the road ever since. She's documented every day of her son's rehabilitation.
They were keeping him alive. Tekaha was on life support. He had a huge impact in his accidents.
Doctors inserted a bolt into his brain. A drain was vital to reduce the swelling and save his life.
Became very sick in ICU. He developed pneumonia. His lung burst, then the next day the other lung blew out. It soon became obvious that his brain had damaged his left side, so therefore his limbs started curling. Yeah, he was present but still in his coma.
TK spent 6 weeks in intensive care and then transferred to ABI.
In those early stages, that's where we want a client in intensive rehabilitation. So we try and get clients as soon as they are medically stable in hospital. We want them coming into rehabilitation.
I up my brain real bad, like the front area and the back and the side. Yeah, and I bruised my brain really bad, and yeah.
The value of having whānau family involvement here is just so central, and I think particularly from a psychologist's perspective in terms of their mood and their motivation and their well-being, family whānau are absolutely central to that. So, and they're often the drivers of what a client's early goals are and where they're progressing, and they're going to be the ones that are there in the long term.
Since Terry's truck accident, little has changed. For his wife, Andrea, it's become a relentless routine of driving the 4 hours between Auckland and Kaikohe to be at his bedside.
I had to leave him on Sunday to go home, and it's the first time since his accident. It was extremely hard to leave him, but then the nurse said to me, you know, because he's in that confused state, he doesn't have any idea of time or anything anyway. And I got a pretty good block, so I just sort of concentrate on now and don't think about... I mean, every now and then, like anybody, you know, you'll be sitting at home on your own, or like last night driving home, I left here sort of feeling a little bit like he wasn't as good as I wanted him to be, I suppose. And that's probably another problem when you go away and come back. You expect a lot more, whereas when you're with them the whole time, you just go with the flow.
Yeah, I have 2 pictures of everything, so when I take this off, I can see you twice. So you want the normal way, like here, and the other picture is rotated and slightly off to the left. So there is...
Her optic nerves, so the pathways that run from her eyes back to her visual cortex at the back of her brain, are all working well. The reason she has double vision is the input from her eyes to do with the way her eyes move results in her seeing double.
They think that I might not get my normal eyesight back, but I intend to surprise them just another time.
Eltje migrated from Germany to a small New Zealand town 15 years ago. She was seduced by the lifestyle and the cycling.
But I love to do physio again. And thirdly, or I should say firstly, I want to ride my bike. I miss that.
Today, TK made a breakthrough. TK yelled at me. I was in a car crash, and that was the day that a lot of things changed for TK. He went into massive grief. I was in a car crash. Why do you keep telling me? I was in a car crash. He wasn't sleeping. It was just making him really deranged, and he was seeing people in the room. He didn't recognise me. He looked at me and said that I wasn't his mother. He believed that members of the family were trying to kill him. So there's an entry here. TK has woken up during the night. He's only slept a couple of hours and he's crying. He was crying, get me out of the car, get me out of the car. I can't get out of the car, Mum. And I go up to him and I just hug him and hold him and tell him everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, son. And at that time, TK was saying things like, why didn't you kill me? Why didn't you kill me? He just didn't want to live his life. He knew that his life wouldn't be the same.
All right, Terry, so let's just review that information we were talking about. What year are we in? 2012 or 2016?
2012.
We're in 2016. 2016.
Ashley Stone gives Terry speech and language therapy every day.
We're in the month of August. So does that mean it's summer or winter time? So one thing that we aim for at ABI is for clients to emerge from post-traumatic amnesia, which is a period after an injury in which someone is unable to make new memories. And a big part of that is just going over those key facts of what's the date, how old are you, where are you right now, what city are you in. So that's all the information I was reviewing with Terry to just help his emergence from that state. Looks like I'm kind of bothering him and I'm continue to talk to him. I'm just trying to get him to keep that engagement with me, keep attending to me. So today's Monday.
Monday's supposed to be weekday, yes.
Monday's a work day?
Supposed to be, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
She went back to take care of the dog kennel.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
People may start to make new memories. They may start to hold on to new information, and we'll start to give them that information because we are trying to be as open and as honest with our clients as possible. So we may tell them about their accident, but they may need to be told multiple times. They may need to be told multiple times in a day.
Do you know what month you were born in?
Yes. Yeah.
Terry?
10, 12.
No, you were born in April.
Okay.
Shonalise is Terry's occupational therapist. While he's in this state, all the therapists working with Terry are essentially doing the same work, trying to bring him to the here and now.
Can you tell me what you do for a living, Terry?
10, 12.
Are you a truck driver?
No.
You're not?
No.
I think you are. Terry? Terry? At the moment, Terry is in what we call post-traumatic amnesia, which is a stage which he is unable to actually be orientated to where he is or what he's doing. He's quite confused and quite agitated. He won't know where he is. He won't recognise probably familiar people. He's talking a lot of words over and over again. They're not making sense to us. They may be making sense to him from before the injury. It's too early for us to actually say what the outcome will be for Terry.
The huge feats on Monday the 16th. Awesome day today, Tekaha. You're a true shinobi warrior. Your feats today are eating 1.5 kgs weight on in a week, 7 minutes in a tilt table. You're cast off after 5 days straight. You did it, man. TK looks at people when they talk to him. TK can identify an object out of 2 to 3 objects and place the object on a plate.
It's now 6 months since his car crash. TK is working on his memory recall and concentration.
So what we kind of want you guys to do is just pick an article from the newspaper, and we've got some printed ones floating around as well. Try and find something that interests you, and we'll give you a bit of a summary sheet that you can write down some of the key information. If you want to have a look.
Yeah.
So we'll start with that one, eh? Have a look at the title and see if it's something that you might be interested in reading about.
Oh, yeah, I'll read this. One punch kill.
You want to read that one?
Yeah, one punch kill.
Cool.
The newspaper group is where we encourage people to work on a whole range of cognitive skills. So it may be that a person is having to concentrate in quite a distracting environment. They're having to use strategies to process the information that they're reading.
Mine's in Invercargill.
Cool.
And a man got killed by getting punched. And John killed Matthew. Oh, John went to prison for 22 weeks.
22 months.
Oh, months, yeah 22 months. And Matthew's family was distraught.
On the Herald,
Yeah.
I'm accused and committed of several...
TK knows he's reading a rather sad article, and yet his reaction is completely inappropriate. If he's going to go out in the community, they need to train him out of this.
All right, we might just take some big deep breaths, try and relax a wee bit.
So they might rapidly burst out into laughter in a situation that's not particularly funny.
I was just laughing to it. I was just having a good time. And apparently that's wrong to do.
It's just a little bit interruptive at the
Yeah, it's
moment. Interrupting, yeah.
It's interrupting other people.
We'll just hang out for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Head back through when you're ready.
Since my accident, everything makes me laugh. And it's really bad, but it's really good at the same time. I mean, it's bad where if I'm in a job, interview, sorry, if I'm in a job interview, and I start laughing because the guys make you laugh. I just wouldn't know what to do. I'd just sit there and be like, don't you find this funny, mate? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
let's go.
sorry.
Deep breath, TK. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you what, you're probably just a bit hot because it's quite a lovely day today.
No, I'm not that hot. I tried not to laugh, but I couldn't help it. You don't even have to do anything. You can just be walking out of a room and I'll think it's funny. Like anything a little bit funny, it just makes me laugh. Because I'm really a part. I just don't like to tell people that I'm a part. And, you know, I gotta keep with the times. And, you know, I'm a part. I've never really been on a boat, but I like to say I'm a part.
What's your dream, though?
Oh, my dream is, to buy a boat and sail the world. Yeah.
You'll be doing perfect yourself.
You hungry yet, mate?
Yes.
Ready for tea?
Yes.
This is the second time Terry's family have dealt with the aftermath of a major car accident. Terry's older son, Kevin, was hit by a car when he was 16. He also endured traumatic brain injury. 14 years on, his father's accident is gut-wrenchingly familiar. Having been through this once before, Terry's family know there is a long way to go before he's anything like the guy they once knew.
It was like the frustration, like with myself, that I couldn't do stuff, and you know, Dad's gonna have to go through it.
I'm overpaid.
As simple as talking, having a conversation, and the language you use is completely different to what you were used to, and you remember things like things you would take for granted is if, you know, someone asking you how you were and then you're not knowing how to actually.
Like nothing, it was just bad. Badly put together. Hey.
It was hard to accept, I guess, and as soon as you accept what you can or can't do, it doesn't upset you so much, I guess.
Probably not many people out there that have to go through it twice. And he tells us how he felt when he was confused and couldn't get people to understand and that sort of thing. And he has found that part quite hard because watching his father and knowing how confused he was at that time.
The one that I remember them, for some reason, I'd always forget the word ankle. And the closest thing I could think of with ankle was wrist. So I would say my foot wrist. Yeah, and that was pretty much every word I was stuck on. I would have to go to something close to it and then try to work my way back to it. Like, you know, and then go, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then, yeah. But, I mean, it still happens to, like, I still have that now, but I've just, accepted it, I guess, and I just move on and I can't let it bug me, I guess.
Good night, guys.
Good night, mate.
Good night.
Have a good sleep, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is done. What?
Not sure how these work really working.
You only get one chance to live life, and I blew it because I had a car crash, and yeah, I blew it, and basically, I feel that I've had my second chance now, and yeah, I'm on my second chance of life.
In our next episode, TK prepares to leave. And there's hope that Terry's turning a corner.
So, do you know why you're here, Terry?
Junkies, look.
Yep.
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.